Hey folks, it's a little chilly out today, so I'm wearing the brown hoodie. I don't know if that's relevant. Today is spoiler day, and by spoiler day, I mean I'm going to talk about spoilers because the spoiler is a construct. It's something that it's an assumption that we as a culture have made about how art works, and I just really disagree with the basic assumption, which is that if you aren't experiencing something purely for the first time, all the way, 100%. If you were anything less than in the dark and then born into the experience of this medium completely innocent, that you have somehow lessened the quality of the art that's in front of you, that it has been somehow like a fruit that sat out too long, spoiled. And it's just wrong. Recently I saw a video that included a lot of talk about spoilers, and I'm also a fan of a channel called Extra Credits. If you haven't seen their videos, you should check them out. They're very cool. They're constantly having to say, okay, we're going to review this game, we're going to talk about this concept, and so then that'll involve this game, and okay, spoiler alert, there's no way to talk about it unless we get into it here, blah blah blah. If you haven't played the game, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. I see people doing reviews on movies, oh, spoiler alert, this is happening, and it's just absurd. It's absurd. Spoilers, it's the dumbest. I just don't understand it. I just don't get it. I feel like people haven't even considered that maybe they don't need to be worried about spoilers. Don't worry, disclaimer, I'll call spoilers like any good internet video maker. You don't have to like assume that I'm just gonna spoil things for you. Think about the media and the art and the culture that you really love. The stuff that really sticks in your heart. Would it have been messed up with a spoiler? I don't think so. You don't rewatch things because they were bad. In fact, I actually a lot of times really enjoy going into a movie or going into a story knowing what's going to happen. Anybody ever seen Apollo 13? What's the story of Apollo 13? If somebody were to say that, would they need to say spoiler alert? By the way, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this movie from the 90s or something? Probably the answer would be, it's a movie about an expedition to the moon which failed and then they got home safe. Because that's what the story is. Is that what makes the movie good? No, it's the ending though. I already know the ending. We already know the ending. They live. Spoiler alert, they live. Think about something like Arrested Development. I feel like you could give a blow-by-blow of every single episode and still not get it. Because what happens is not what makes that television show fantastic. It's not about the surprises, it's not about the shock value, it's about the content. It's just genuinely funny. It's delivery. It's the experience of watching the television show. There's nothing to spoil. You can't spoil things that are already great. The whole concept of the spoiler just feels so shallow to me because it totally underestimates the power of art. Art is so much more than something that must be experienced as some sort of divinely engineered surprise. It's just more than that. I'd like to talk to you about my experience in the last 7 years or so studying classical music and opera. Particularly, I think this applies to opera because opera is the antithesis of a spoiler medium because most of the time it's in a language you don't know. And also, it's traditional. I mean, it's actually embedded in opera culture that you not only know what the story is about, that you actually have done some research and read about it before you ever go see it. It's expected that maybe you go in already knowing what a couple of the tunes are going to be, because it actually really enhances the experience. There's no such thing as going in unprepared. I mean, you can, it happens, but you'll be freaking lost. So I'd like to challenge my viewers to try a piece of art. There will always be more. Don't pick the thing that you're pretty sure you don't care about anyway. Go find a piece of art that you want to engage in seriously and learn a lot about it. Go and look up things on the internet and look up reviews and go to pages that say spoiler alert and spoil it. Just spoil the hell out of it. Just spoil, spoil, spoil. Just do as much as you can and then see what happens. Read the book, watch the movie, and see if it holds up. And, you know, maybe I'm wrong, but I suspect that you will find that it wasn't spoiled. I'd be interested to find out how you feel about this subject. I'd also be interested to find out how your own little experiment went. I really hope you try the experiment, and if you do, leave a comment, leave a video response. I'd love to hear from you. Well, That's all for now. I'm Michael Davidson, and this was CadentialM. Okay, so I don't even know what I'm doing right now. Yeah, that's the screen over there. Because I use a webcam. I feel insane. I'm really just talking to a camera. Spoilers. Ridiculous. Oh God, what am I doing?